Hello everyone, welcome to Globeware, where maps meet motives. Over the last few months, the United States has quietly begun revoking hundreds of visas, not just of students but also researchers, professionals, and even individuals tied to international institutions. Whether you are planning to study abroad, work in the US, or are simply curious about global diplomacy, these stories reveal much more than just immigration policy. It's about geopolitical tensions, national security, and strategic isolation. China, India, Russia, and even NATO allies are watching closely. The question is, why is America revoking so many visas now? And what message is it trying to send the world? Let's decode the real strategy behind these actions and understand what it means for the future of global mobility and international power balance. Let's first understand what visa revocation really means. A visa, whether it's a student visa, work visa, or diplomatic visa, is essentially a permission slip to enter and stay in a country for a certain purpose and time. Revocation means that the US government has decided to cancel that permission, sometimes even after the person has arrived on US soil. This often happens quietly without public explanation. Technically, this is different from visa denial. A revoked visa was already granted, but later, US immigration or security agencies like the State Department or DHS choose to cancel it based on fresh intelligence, national security concerns, or even policy changes. The person affected might not even know until they are detained at the airport, questioned by ICE, or asked to leave within 24 hours. And once revoked, reapplying becomes extremely difficult. It's a soft but effective form of silent geopolitical pressure. Now let's understand what exactly triggered these visa revocations in 2024 and 2025. While the US has revoked visas for decades, the wave is sharper, broader, and quietly more political. Just in the last few months, dozens of Chinese academics, tech workers, and even students in AI and quantum research fields have had their US visas revoked. Often with no formal explanation, some were already in the US when ICE intervened. And it's not just China, there have been revocations targeting citizens of Iran, Nigeria, Russia, and even India, especially those flagged in cybersecurity and defense related sectors. The sharp uptick is believed to be linked with the growing national security fears, fear of IP theft, and the rising techno-nationalism in Washington. It's also a part of broader effort to reset immigration policies ahead of 2024 US presidential elections. This recent wave of visa revocations is not random, it's strategic. Washington is recalibrating its immigration tools as instruments of geopolitical control, especially in tech and defense sectors. The biggest factor, rising espionage fears. US intelligence agencies believe that foreign nationals working in fields like semiconductors, aerospace, cybersecurity, and AI could be leaking sensitive research back to adversarial governments. In fact, the FBI director recently told Congress that China alone has over 2,000 active tech espionage cases in the US. The concern is the American universities and campaigns are being used as open pipelines of knowledge extraction. But this isn't just about China, it's also about America's strategic competition with the global south. There's a clear effort to filter who gets the access to what kind of education and technology, and what that means to military parity and cyber dominance. So, by revoking visas selectively, the US is not just protecting intellectual property, it's drawing new digital borders not on maps but on knowledge. China's response has been sharp, from funding its own world-class universities to ramping up tech investments in Southeast Asia and Africa. It's working to create a parallel knowledge infrastructure, one that doesn't depend on American approval. The Europe has responded more quietly, emphasizing the need for transparent and fair academic exchange. But behind the scenes, countries like France and Germany are aggressively recruiting rejected talents from US universities. And Russia, it's turning this into a propaganda win, highlighting it as another example of US hypocrisy on freedom and mediocrity. Simultaneously, it is offering fast-track visas and scholarship to affected students, especially from the global south. For thousands of students and researchers across the world, especially from countries like India, Nigeria, Iran, and China, this isn't just a visa denial, it's a suspended dream. Many had already secured funding, accommodation, and admission into US institutions. Companies are feeling the pressure too. The US tech sector, already short in highly skilled labor, now faces delays in onboarding international talent, particularly in areas like AI, quantum computing, and cybersecurity. Universities are also under pressure. Several public universities in US drive significant portion of their revenue from international tuition fees. Visa uncertainty has triggered a drop in enrollment, risking both budgets and research output. And finally, there's a chilling effect. Researchers are hesitant to collaborate with US labs, fearing that sudden policy shifts could leave them stranded mid-project. The idea of academic sanctuary is weakening, and that may cost US its innovative edge. Visa revocation isn't just immigration issue. It is a diplomatic signal for many nations, especially those in global south. These actions raise serious questions. Can America still be trusted as an educational and innovation partner? Allies like India, which send over 250,000 students annually to the US, are quietly reconsidering diversification. Countries like Australia, Canada, and even Germany are now emerging as to be stable alternatives for international collaboration. On the multilateral front, this visa clampdown could weaken US influence in the international academic and tech governance platforms. If fewer scholars and researchers can enter the US, American think tanks and institutions may all lose their global edge. And perhaps most certainly, it strengthens the soft power narrative of rising competitors like China. While the US tightens its borders, Beijing is actively offering scholarships and research visas under the Belt and Road Educational Program, especially to Africa, South Asia, and Latin America. In the long run, this isn't just about visas. It's about the strategic positioning of the US in the multipolar world. In international relations, nothing is isolated. A visa policy might look like a domestic administrative matter, but in today's connected world, it echoes across diplomacy, economy, and global perception. For the United States, the challenge is not just protecting its national interests, but doing so without alienating the next generation of innovators, researchers, and future leaders from the allied nations. In my opinion, a balanced approach is need of the hour. National security is important, but so is strategic soft power. Countries like India should also diversify educational and research partnerships to avoid over-dependence on the one power. What do you think? Should countries like this continue sending students to the US at the same scale, or should they build stronger institutions here at home? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, do like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for calm, structured, and geopolitical analysis every single day. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed.